Actress Joan Crawford really epitomized the very definition of old Hollywood glamour. And she became the living personification of what it meant to be a movie star. So let's take a look at some of Joan Crawford's favorite beauty products and beauty secrets from her decades-long career. Coming from a childhood of abject poverty, Joan Crawford was a very ambitious woman from a very early age. As a young woman in the 1920s, she made her way out to Hollywood, and her stunning good looks quickly got her many different movie roles, first in silent pictures and then in the talkies. Early on, Joan Crawford teamed up with legendary Hollywood makeup artist Max Factor to create a signature look for herself. And she used many Max Factor products, especially early on in her career. She loved the Max Factor Society line, specifically their eyeshadow. This is a blue one here, but she actually wore gray exclusively. And she loved Max Factor High Society lipstick. And for many years, she wore the shade Clear Red. A little later on in the 1950s, she also wore Love That Red by Revlon. Joan Crawford had some natural freckles on her face, which you can see in some of these photos here. So she really relied on Max Factor pancake makeup to give her that smooth, even complexion for the silver screen. This, coupled with Max Factor translucent powder, gave her that flawless complexion that she was so well known for. Now, in addition to being very meticulous about her appearance, she also developed her own signature look. Her lip shape actually became very famous. She called it the smear, and she would actually overdraw her top lip and kind of extend it out at the outer corners, giving her a very signature pout. She also took her skincare very seriously, and she used a lot of natural products in addition to different skincare. She used freshly cut lemons as an astringent for her face, and she took a bowl filled with ice and water and splashed her face with that 25 times every single morning to keep her pores nice and tight. So she had a pretty well-established beauty regimen. She also washed her face very thoroughly with Lux beauty soap, and she loved Erno Laszlo skin cream, especially their Formula 3-9 cream. For eye makeup, especially mascara, brow pencil, and eyeliner, she was very loyal to the brand Maybelline, and she used their Cake mascara already starting in the 1920s. So this is what the Cake mascara looked like. You'd kind of wet the brush and then kind of rub it along that black cake. She also loved the Cream mascara starting in the 1930s. Here's an actual autograph to Maybelline, the eye makeup that I could never do without. So she was very loyal to specific brands and products. For her hair care, again, she would deep condition her hair using actual mayonnaise, which kind of served as a moisturizing and a protein treatment because mayonnaise is mostly oil and egg. So that's what was her secret to keeping her hair healthy. She also used Luster Cream shampoo, which was a cream formula shampoo, very conditioning. And she even advertised for Miss Clairol hair dye at a time when, you know, admitting that you colored your hair wasn't really done. She didn't really gatekeep anything. And like I mentioned, Joan Crawford was very loyal to specific brands. She also really loved Estee Lauder products. In fact, here's a photo of her with Mrs. Estee Lauder, the beauty founder. She loved their Re-Nutriv lipsticks, especially in the shade Peppermill and Sorrento Pink. She started wearing those in the 1950s. And then also starting in the 1950s, her signature perfume became Estee Lauder's Youth Dew, And she wore this fragrance really for the rest of her life from that point on. And even as an older woman, she still believed in looking glamorous for her fans and for the public. She was really committed to that. And she felt that she owed that to her fans. Now, as she got a little older, she started using a few different products. She loved this Germain Monte brand, especially their face powder. It came in this beautiful, like, jeweled compact. And she also used their super sensitive liquid foundation a little later on as her skin became a little more sensitive as she aged. To me, Joan Crawford really represented glamour and, beauty and stardom. But let me know what you think. Are you a fan of Joan Crawford? Let me know in the comments. And until next time, have a great day.